Now, we welcome you to Channel Sports on Sunday. This is the football segment where we spend about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to update you with what is going on in the world of football across the world. My name is Eitayo Balogun Jr., and I'm glad you could join us this beautiful afternoon. Now, I'm not going to do the 20 minutes alone. If you're a frequent watcher of the program, and if you follow us, you know that there are two guys that I like to call seasoned analysts or forecaster, if you want to use that word, but analysts, so to speak, will be joining me, and together we'll be taking you through what is going down in the world of football. Now, somebody today that will be joining us is not Larry, so I can say that an authority will not be with us this afternoon. Hopefully, we'll get to see him next week. But George Essien is in the studio today, and it's good to see you this afternoon.
It's great to be here.
Don't do that radio voice right now. But it's good to see you too as well, Chibizi.
Yeah, as usual.
Okay, all right, glad that George Essien calls the show on radio, and yes, he follows Under 23 passionately as well as a personal, one of the assistants, advisors to, should I say friend, or assistant or advisor to the new interim coach of the Super Eagles, Samson Siasia.
Well, you can say all that.
Okay.
Assistant, I once worked for him as well, so he's a very close friend. And I was just speaking with in the waiting room about how much of a time bomb his job is. But Rafael Ladipo had told me that, look, it's not actually his job. The job had been rotten before he got there. But let's notice, even when he finishes the Olympic Games, what next for him? So I think this is really the test for him to see if he can take over the job after the Olympic Games, or if an expatriate coach should come. So I expect, and we've been talking, that he should put in his all.
To make sure that we qualify and look at the possibility of him being on the team or the coaching crew of the Super Eagles. We'll come back to talk about that at some point in time in the show. So you're glad you could join us. We also wanted to ask you to please stay with us as we take you through all this. Now, we'll start with the local league. Now, what you saw before we came back into the studio was a Week 5 game that took place in Akwa Ibom. Actually, it was a game between Akwa United and Pt.1 United. That game ended 2-0. That was the first game of this weekend's games. It ended 2-0 in favor of Akwa United. Now we'll take you through the other fixtures of the games that will take place today. That's it. The scoreline: Akwa United 2. We saw Ibong Friday scoring a brace against Pt.1 United. Now the games we expect to see today will be Abia Warriors playing Enugu Rangers, top of the table game. I want to confess. Giwa FC also will be playing Sunshine Stars. FC Fayumba will play Ikorodu United. MFM will take on El Kanemi. Lobby Stars will play Kano Pillars in other fixtures. Games to also expect will be Niger Tornadoes taking on Enugu Rangers. Rivers United, I beg your pardon. Niger Tornadoes will be taking on Rivers United. Eimba against Atlanta has been postponed. Eimba will be playing on the continent today, so they will not be playing that NPFL game. Nassau United Shooting Stars also has been postponed. Nassau United also will be playing today. The game between Wiki Tourists and Warri Wolves also has been postponed because we expect to see Warri Wolves actually play at that continental game today. So that's Eimba, Nassau United, and Warri Wolves will all be playing on the continent today, although they have the home advantage, so to speak. Having said all that, we will come back to the CAF Provincials Cup as well as the CAF Champions League. We'll start with the NPFL, and I'm going to start with you, Chimeze. Enugu Rangers at some point in time, I'm sure a lot of Enugu Rangers fans want to laminate the table as it stands and as it looks today and keep it to the end of the season so they can brag. At some point in time, they were top of the table. We've not seen them actually enjoy top spot. Now, if you look at what the table says, is Enugu Rangers, after 5 games, have 10 points, although they are tied with Kano Pillars. Now, it's good to actually see Kano Pillars back in the thick of things. They struggled last season after the accident, the incident that they had, armed robbery attack. They kind of struggled throughout the season. Now, MFM, new boys, I hope they can keep this tempo. They are currently placed third, joint tied with Kano Pillars and Enugu Rangers on top. And Lobby Stars also enjoying the fairy tale run. Can I say that? It's good to see Lobby Stars occupying top 4 too. But bottom 3, we have El Kanemi, Sunshine Stars, Nassau United, and avoided was Eimba. Eimba are the 4th team in the 4-team relegation battle. That's Eimba 17th, El Kanemi 18th. Though. I beg your pardon?
Quite understandable.
Well, because they are on the continent also.
Games.
They have outstanding games, but they are currently 17th, El Kanemi 18th, 19th, Sunshine Stars and Nassau United occupy the bottom of the table.
Well, it's going to be an exciting season already. We can see the momentum. Like you rightly said, Rangers should go and photocopy this and keep. But something tells me they may still be among the top finishers by the time the season comes to a close. It's been a long time Enugu Rangers fans have been expecting, and even the management of the club have been expecting that their club should be able to do well, and represent Nigeria again in the continent. Hopefully, who knows, maybe this may just be their season.
It's just 5 games.
Well, but if they can keep the momentum, it starts progress starts with little steps, at the moment. And so far they're doing the right things. But like you said, the season has just started. But I don't expect that by the end of the season they should be able to stick to at least even if top 2, top 3 finish for the season.
They should, actually. Let's talk about Aqua United. I'm sure you want to say something about it, but let's talk about Aqua United because I know this is a team that you follow closely as well. I mean, they finished the season on the high. Talking about how they finished last season, winning the Federations Cup. They didn't finish, well, they were not first, second, but they got to play on the continent. Eventually, they got dumped out at some point in time.
That is a big talking point right now. You know, fans, the management, the state government had expected that they would at least stay some time on the continent. You know, so we saw the brilliance on Friday. Why didn't we get that? You know, when we had the home advantage on the continent. So that is still in the hearts of many people. It still pains. I remember after then the whole board was sacked. Paul Bassi is the interim chairman right now. And he was one of those who was vexed and said, I have been trying to consult for this team. I've been telling them this is what we need to do and that. But that's bygone now. Aqua United, like you can see, nowhere near the top 5 at the moment. But I think Maurice Coleman, you know, would be very wise now to know that Aqua United must prove something in the league this season. Knowing that the continent has been lost, we must actually go out. Nice players coming back to the team. You know, there's a firepower to do it. I think we'll just see how the season goes for them. But I'm particularly, you know, probably wanted to talk about, you know, MFM, if you permit me. The coach Ilechukwu was the reason why the Ikorodu United coach was sacked because of that draw.
They played at Onikon.
That they played at Onikon. That was a very great game. We saw MFM kick off the league in style, the season in style. They were brought down to earth later on. I think that was by Shooting Stars, you know. Yeah, and then they bounced back again. And I expect that today against El Kanemi right here in Agege, I think they would continue on that run. They've been impressive so far, having 10 points from 5 games for newcomers. Looking forward to a very, very exciting game today. And I think MFM would have a very, very strong point.
All right, so I'm going to ask you guys this. I'll wrap up with the NPFL. MFM, Aqua United, no, I beg pardon, MFM and Ikorodu United representing Lagos. Which of these teams do you think will stay up? Will MFM flirt with the idea of wanting to play on the continent? Do they look good enough to actually qualify for top 4? I would like you to answer that. And Aqua United, how well or how far do you see them going in this season? Let Chimeze quickly take
first of all, trying to answer that, I'll try to go back to the Aqua United story. I think some bit of inexperience did play in seeing them leave the continent early. There was so much euphoria. They didn't manage the success properly, and the expectations were probably too high. That said, I think they will learn from those mistakes and then build on it. As for MFM and Ikorodu United, I see MFM going very far. As to whether they will finish in the top 3 or league claims to any African ticket in the coming season, I can't say for sure, but they will do well. My guarantee is that the private clubs, the privately owned clubs, are going to do very well. They're going to make some statements, you know, on how management. Because I think the way you manage a club ultimately also shows on how the club performs in any continent, in any competition. Enyimba has proven that when Enyimba was properly run and everything, we saw the results they brought in. So, and I think that's going to show, you know, in our league. And like I said, it's going to be.
I'm sure if I in Dubai is grinning right now with what you've said. I mean, it's to do well. For Aqua United,
the privately owned clubs, Ikorodu United,
MFM.
And MFM as well. We've seen Ikorodu United sack a coach already. You know, we're hoping that the new guys in charge will be able to do it, or else we might see another sacking. And this, you know, when you have that turnover of coaches, it's really not good, except maybe you look at clubs in Europe and think, okay,